We got X's on his eyes. We're going live.
Okay.
Cool. We're good.
Man, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, it was.
X's on his eyes. I love it.
All right.
Please.
So I was not here last session, so it was not recorded. So right now we're going to do a recap of last session. So slam title card. And what happened last session? Go.
I nominate Ethan to start telling us what happened last session.
Okay, let me pull up my notes that I had.
No, lame. Do it off
You
the
have
dome.
good note.
Do it off the dome. Yes.
I won't be able to remember.
What
it,
was
dude.
the beginning of
man.
last
So
session?
Okay,
we left.
Every
We left.
recap
Just-
off the top
just
of my head. I just
kick
want
it
to
off.
know.
We left with
Okay.
instructions to go to Candlekeep, right?
Yeah.
Right. On our way.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there was a bunch of stuff out of town. Yeah, okay. So we experienced some town.
A little
Walden City.
Kalishman.
We got to like
Sunshine,
a
yep.
post
Uh-huh,
that
uh-huh.
said
Little
like one way
Calamshan.
was Worms Crossing, which is the way we were going, and the other one was Little Calamshan,
Yep.
which is where Thalister Fisk said we should go to meet up with him. So we went to Fisk.
Yep.
All the buildings were like clay and like not very interesting. Um,
Yeah, that was not very interesting. Why would you say it?
It sounds like some bad DMing to me, but continue.
Wow.
Wow.
we talked to him about basically
claim
about
this energy.
Candlekeep and what we'll offer when we get there, and then he doesn't know about the puzzle box, but he decides to come with us to Candlekeep.
Cool.
So all of us set back out, and we start going across the giant bridge that is called Worms Crossing, which is the direction we were heading originally.
Stole my arrows, and they blamed Cloblek.
Yeah.
Rightfully
Her
so.
arrows were missing because she doesn't keep track of her stuff. And then she says that I stole it.
I mean,
And everybody also said you stole it.
Even
Everybody claimed that I stole
even
it.
though I wasn't there, Voxemion also said, Kolobek, come on.
yeah,
No, man. Just give
Oh,
the
yeah.
arrows
And
back.
then,
I rolled insight.
And
You didn't
then-
steal them.
But she
after she
still was
rolls
blaming
insight
him.
and basically proves that I didn't steal them, everybody's like, I still don't believe you.
Yeah, you can
I
tell he's
wonder
definitely
why.
telling the truth. Yeah, but you're still a piece of
I
shit.
still don't
so
trust him.
Okay, so we left there and headed down towards Worms Crossing.
And then
Yeah,
8
Worms
days
Crossing.
into our journey,
Is a
And what
massive
were you-
bridge with
You're gonna
like a
leave out what
fortress
he
at the
did to
center.
his coins? Where he was
Oh.
trying to tie his coins?
yeah, so we actually
That's
slept
what
there
I was
overnight,
getting
didn't
at.
we?
That's like the next thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
One person
that
can
happened
talk at
after
a
you
time.
left Worms Crossing.
So what happened with the coins?
So
Kolobek, what
well,
happened?
go
with
ahead then.
Yeah, Kolobek, what
I
happened?
thought it was one person at a time. It's Ethan's
You're-
turn.
No, it's your turn. What happened with the coins?
Oh. All right, well, with people turning up with missing stuff, I thought to secure my coin purse
Naturally.
to
Uh-huh.
my coin purse.
Oh, by the way, when I read
Plus you
that,
won.
it said 45 LBS. I saw 451. I was like,
Yep.
my God,
Even
that is the
worse.
strongest like sack ever.
All bag.
Well, it turns out I have too many coins. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought?
1,000 copper coins plus however much else. I think it was a total of like 2,000 coins worth of money.
It's insane.
hmm
All right, so what happened after that, Ethan?
So something that we skipped over in there is Uferheim told everyone that he used to be an air elemental. Was bound to an organic body by his father. Due to the use of some special item, he maintained his sentience, unlike most other like I don't remember what they're called.
Things that go through that process.
Revenants or something.
Probably.
Yeah. He doesn't remember much about his time as an air elemental, but he enjoys flying, which is why he's able to do it before and after every time he casts spells.
Casper, Casper the Ghost.
Everyone goes to sleep at the night.
Full Metal
or for the night.
Alchemist.
Exactly. But no. And Uverheim and when everyone's sleeping during the night, Uverheim and Pippi joke around, poke fun at each other on their watch. Roshia went out and like scouted around with her ridiculous dark vision distance of like 90 or whatever. And then I think just Vox and Peter like sat silently or something. Or not Peter, I meant John.
Checks out.
I don't. Yeah.
I had a heart attack in the middle of the night.
We continue on for 3 days of travel before coming to a guy with a broken cart on the side of the road. He's a weathered, oldish looking human. He's by himself, supposedly. Klobeck and Uverheim are skeptical and refuse to help, like, instantly, and we just want to keep moving.
Nobody
But-
was suspicious at all.
Yeah, but Pippi, John, and Vox went to go assist putting the wheel on, to our chagrin. Turns out, surprise, it's an ambush. 3 veterans come out of the, I guess you never just, did you describe
They were
them?
in
Or
the
they
cart.
They
were
were
just like
under the
military
hay, yeah.
dudes? Like, so they come into the cart, and the old man reveals himself to be a Cambion, which is like a devil person, devil man with wings.
Handsome devil boy.
Exactly.
Would totally look like a lady.
I felt
Because
like, yeah,
we were
pretty androgynous.
suspicious. Exactly. Because we were
He, she,
suspicious that they
they
don't get a
We're
surprise round.
sexy.
And this turned out to be a very, 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 very tough fight. There was a ridiculous number of both Nat 1s and Nat 20s during the whole fight.
Yeah, it was
20s mostly for the enemies.
Yeah.
And
My favorite part.
Amy.
What's your favorite part?
The part you're about to
Oh,
tell us.
okay. So the Cambion starts off and continues throughout the fight, shooting fire rays at Roshia, and she's basically on fire for like almost the entire fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
So
burnt.
she starts doing hit and run tactics with her horse going in and out. But in the
Yeah.
process,
This is
her
mounted
horse-
combat?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
did mount.
In the process, though, her horse takes all the attacks of opportunity for her and dies. So Oreo is dead.
Oreo died.
Oreo
No.
died.
But she,
Rest in
like, I mean, she
It
was
saved me,
fine,
okay?
aside from the fire.
Incidentally,
So-
we have more than enough glue to last us a lifetime.
So anyway, Klobeck is charmed by the Cambion, and we just take a really long time to break it. So, first thing he does immediately is he rides. He's been on Vox's horse this whole time. Like, he stole Vox's horse from him, and then eventually, like, when Vox got on his horse
Steal
first,
it.
well, the first time you got on it first. The second time Vox was on it, and you got on it with him, and we're like whispering in his ear and stuff.
Yeah.
As
But anyway,
Quebec does.
Oh,
because
man.
Vox had hopped off the horse, you're on his horse still. You go up to him, and him not expecting you to stab him in the back, you did a natural 20 and knock him out.
One shot,
Thankfully-
baby.
He literally does. And he turns around and starts hammering on John. He manages to get past his defenses and deal like 9 damage or something.
I will also
But-
say, while Vox was down, a lot of us had a lot of damage on us too. So
Oh yeah.
It
you
was
know,
a scary moment. No healer.
it's very scary.
Yes. Yeah, we
I
were
was
like,
gonna go.
"Shit, what are we-" That's true. Yeah, she had healing. She was gonna go get Vox, but Vox thankfully rolled a nat 20 on his death save and brought himself back to 1 health. At which point he used his healing fountain thing
Channel
to bring
divinity.
himself back
Channel
up,
divinity,
and
yeah.
then he spent like the rest of the fight just healing everyone so that no one else would die.
Sounds
Yeah.
Or
legit.
get close. Klobeck wanted me to say that he riggedy wrecked Vox.
Mhm.
He did.
Klobeck,
And he was very happy to do so.
yeah, he
had a
was
smile
extremely
the whole
excited
time.
the whole time.
We're
Pippi-
talking about Kyle here.
That was
Kyle.
true.
Kyle
true.
had the smile.
That's
They
true.
both did.
Klobeck was not excited about attacking people, his friends.
Well, Klobeck was probably excited,
He's
but
probably-
afterward he's like, whoa, sorry guys.
That's funny.
Pippi
Calm
was
down,
like
bro. It was
fighting
just a joke.
2 of these veterans by herself almost the entire time, and somehow managed not to die, including when Klobeck came and stabbed her while she was already really low. Let's see. I already said that. Vox makes a few attempts to snap Klobeck out of it, but it's Pippi who finally manages to cleave Klobeck in like the leg and wake him up.
Yeah.
With a great axe.
Yeah.
With my great axe.
Without holding back.
Full strength. Where Voxy tried to do it and failed when he
Yeah,
was
he
trying
kept
to
on
be
like hitting her with the
reserved.
butt of his weapon, and she's like, "Fuck this," and just sliced him. And he's like, "Ow, what the hell?"
Nice.
Mantomorn, thankfully, like kept the attention of the Cambion most of the time, aside from when it was lighting Roshi on fire.
Okay, we get
Eventually-
it. I was burnt.
Eventually, she gets too injured to like keep fighting him though, so she has to back away and use ranged attacks. But as a result of that, seeing that they're like almost everyone is gone and they're gonna lose, the Cambion shouts, "We'll have Golgoroth's shield yet!" towards Pippi, and uses plane shift to teleport away. We clean up the rest of the enemies, and while looting, we don't find much aside from a small insignia in their pocket of a golden shield that looks awfully familiar to the shield that Pippi is wearing. And then we went to sleep for the night, and that was the session.
Yep, and then there was this little extra blurb, Ethan, if you would like to read over it.
Oh right, I forgot.
It's just a story. So I said that you guys traveled for another day, and that you guys made it to the crossroads between the Coastway and the Way of the Lion, which leads to Candlekeep. And Rhea Mantlemorn shared a little tale about the origin of the Hell Riders, why they're named the Hell Riders, and their relationship to Zariel.
Which, for the purpose of the recording, essentially, the land Elturel was invaded by demons and fiends. The cavalry tried to push them back. They prayed to the gods, of which Zariel answered, led the charge of the cavalry into Avernus directly, destroying the infernal host that was amassing there. Struck a great blow against forces, but eventually Zariel was killed, and the forces of Elturel left, but they kind of left it at, they probably won't mess with us again because obviously we're badass, and that is where the name of Hell Riders came from. The cavalry literally riding to hell and stopping this fiendish invasion. That's what Captain Mantlemorn told us. Cool.
Very true.
That was her spooky story.
And here we go. Yeah, so you guys awaken now. It's been about 5 days of travel. You were delayed by a bit by combat and through other interactions at Worm's Crossing and things. So you're about a day behind what you expected to be as far as speed. But you guys awaken, and seems like it rained pretty heavily throughout the night. The road that you've been traveling on is just thick with mud, with how much water has come down and with how much foot traffic this road gets. You see excuse me, a few travelers coming by with their hoods pulled up and thick leather boots, just kind of wading through this muck as they travel past you. But yeah, off to the west, you can see, since it's rained, it's still pretty clear air, despite it being overcast. You can see on the horizon a pretty significant fortress off in the distance. And in fact, the sign you see at the crossroads reads Way of the Lion, and right beneath that, the words Candlekeep.
Well, it looks like we're closing in pretty quick. I know we talked about things we might be able to present to get into Candlekeep, and I do remember that I have these 3 leather-bound books that we acquired, I believe, out in the woods on our first mission together. But we should. Oh my God, where are all my notes? I'm missing 12 sessions of notes.
Well,
Lux, I
what's
don't
his
know
nuts?
if you remember. Oh, go ahead.
Spyman gave us the impression that maybe even just one of those books would get us all in.
Here they are.
So
Good.
So let's try to not just volunteer all of them right away.
Sure. I've got the one
Maybe we
red
can
leather,
sell some.
one brown with runes on the cover, and one with black scaly reptilian. Maybe we can start with the red leather. It seems like the most basic, but didn't we say we think this is the 3 kind of gods?
Heck
You
yeah.
guys had never examined those closely. They got tucked into a pack and never talked about again.
Well, then we all assumed.
Let someone look through it. Or
I
something.
assumed it was Mercurial,
You guys
Ball, and Bane.
opened a spell book that the caster that almost incinerated you all had on her person, but you guys had not looked at the other 3 books.
If that's the case, do we have another day of travel, or like we arriving today?
You have like maybe a few hours It's basically that you've gone down this coastway now, and you can see Candlekeep proper off in the distance, but it's probably still a few more hours from this crossroads to where it sits on. It's basically sitting on top of like a series of bluffs, almost completely overlooking the sea from a high vantage point.
May I retroactively, like the night before, done some studying of these books to learn about them?
Yes, let me grab
And I would also cast
your info.
detect magic as well, just to see if they have anything magical. And also detect evil and good.
Very good. So, yeah, each of these books does have a magical aura, and even just flipping through them cursorily, you can tell these are all spell books of one form or another. They have a variety of different spells in them that I can tell you each of if you would really like to.
Yeah. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Please.
So you guys have a total of 4 spell books here, but spell book 1 is the one that was bound in red leather.
Okay. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Who would be able to tell what these spells are? 'Cause
Me,
they're not
obviously.
Last time
labeled.
I made the check to find out what the other ones were.
I mean, I
That's
think
true.
I think so whenever you have like scrolls that have spells in it, you can only cast the spell if your class is able to cast it. I don't know if that means you can't read it at
Well,
all.
Typically, you need to
anybody-
copy it to your spell book to cast it. I thought,
Yeah.
like your own
Yes.
personal spell book.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
anybody
Well, if you're a wizard.
Yeah.
proficient in Arcana? Okay, then yeah. Ethan,
Maybe that's
yeah,
why I
go ahead
did
and give
last
me one big roll, and based on your result, we'll see what you can decipher about these books.
Advantage.
Who else is
I would be helping
proficient
him. I
in
mean,
Arcana?
not I'm
Okay,
not
good,
proficient,
because I
yeah.
would have just rolled a 10.
Actually, wait,
What?
wait.
Guidance.
Better than that. Let's see. You said Arcana's intellect. I cast Enhance Ability. And it give you Fox's Cunning. The target has advantage on intelligence checks.
There you go. Advantage granted.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Natural 20.
There you go. Yeah, you look through these books and you're like, what? This is like elementary. I can tell exactly what this is. In the red
Just may
bound
change.
leather book, you've got, there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells. You've got Burning Hands,
Mhm.
Detect Magic, Disguise Self, Fog Cloud, Ray of Sickness, and Silent Image.
What was the last one? Silent Image?
Silent Image.
Okay.
Yep. In the second spell book, which is the one that has a rune burned into its cover,
Yeah.
this spell book has Charm Person, Find Familiar, Identify, Magic Missile, and Sleep.
Uh-huh.
The third spell book, which is the Scaly Black Reptile Hide book, has Cloud of Daggers, Dark Vision, Detect Magic, Featherfall, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, and Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, Hideous Laughter is pretty amazing.
This is and then what about the fourth book? The other
That's the one that Kolbeck has. That I gave him.
Yes, let me grab that final spell book.
Klobeck, my
detect.
detect magic is showing that your book is magical. Can we look at it, please, old friend?
I already read that one.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right.
Do you remember what was in it? Because I'm
Yes.
scrolling.
It's very obvious. It has chill touch, magic hand, message, prestidigitation, burning hands, detect magic, ray of sickness, shield, darkness, misty step, scorching ray, animate dead, And our favorite one, Fireball.
Oh my god. Prestidigitation, detect magic. What was after?
I'll put it in chat.
Okay.
Like, why the hell did you not tell me to play a wizard in this campaign?
Yeah, no joke. Jesus
Seriously.
Christ.
4 spell books in one dungeon? I don't know, man.
Pippi just died.
Weird.
Oops.
I would just spend all of my time copying spell books and all of my money.
It's boring. Why would you bother with it?
We
So
could
I can
get.
cast Fireball.
Okay, so
Shoot.
Adoy.
I don't. Oh my god. Okay.
Why don't you just find the strength in yourself instead of using some other person's teachings?
Find the strength in my nutsack.
Apparently not. You can't hold up all your coins.
Well,
True. You do have a weak note set.
I think that.
Do nutsack flexes.
So.
Kegels.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I guess let's keep going and see if there's something else, because I'm not sure that giving this up would be. These seem
Maybe we should
quite
just give up
valuable.
one.
Well, I have the maps of my homeland, but I don't know if that would get our whole group through. But it sounds like, according to Sneaky Man here, that would get me in at least.
And as you're speaking of Sneaky Man, Fallister speaks up and he's like, and I have my family cookbook of Kalashite recipes. Although, I mean, you guys have a lot cooler stuff than I do.
Is there one
okay.
book that has spells that are in all the other books, so we could just skip up one?
I think that there are some that are definitely worth more than others.
Maybe there's one that has all of its spells are in all the other books too.
There is some overlap, but
There was like Burning Hands was a overlap.
Detect Magic was on a few.
I have my 3 dragon anti-set. I'm sure that will let me in.
Why
I
are
don't
we
have
keeping
anything special.
the books? We can't really use the books unless we're going to like sell them, or you give them to me so I can give them to my father. I would like that.
Well, I'm not against it, but these could be quite useful. Let's just get up there and see what we can find out, I suppose.
Okay.
Oh, but someone better get me in because I don't have anything on my person. I just popped out of the Feywild with.
Guys, I know I said I would go to the concert with you, but can you like spot me this ticket?
Mhm.
I don't have anything cool either, Roshia.
I mean, you could just leave me behind.
You could give away your badge.
I don't have the badge anymore. We
We-
gave all the badges
We have to
away.
give our badges away.
I have
Oh
nothing.
no, I was talking about the one that you have, Pippi. I was kidding.
Oh,
Remember when we got the
It was
puzzle
a
box
joke. I'm new at them.
and
Sorry.
I requested a pearl from them to identify it? Did they let me keep that pearl?
You said that you snuck it.
Okay.
I mean, they noticed, but they were like, yeah, whatever, it's a pearl.
I was gonna say, I think they didn't care.
100 gold pearl. We
Yeah.
continue to Candlekeep.
Yeah, like I said, takes you just a few hours to get there. But as you are getting closer, you see these walls are just massive. This is not just a library and a fortress. This is like a citadel. There are tiers upon tiers of walls and ramparts and towers. And it seems like there's a series of mage towers clustered together. And even seems to be some kind of mechanical floating ship of some sort docked near the top of one of these towers. This is a truly odd sight for many of you, I'm sure. Probably never seen a fortress to this degree. But as you continue on towards the gatehouse, you guys see a set of 3 purple-robed monks waiting near the entrance. One is a human. A second is a fairly light-skinned dwarf. And the third is an even lighter-skinned elf. Very pale, but seems very at home out here in the relative sunlight.
Are they as
you can
pale as
see-
me?
They're kind of as pale as you, but with, their saturation bar kind of set closer to normal. They do
Damn.
have like,
That's
you know,
a little harsh.
You're just gray.
they're have the typical skin
Ow.
tones, but just pale. Yeah, not gray.
Okay, cool.
I am staring up at this what Alex assumes is a zeppelin, and I'm just like, how is it? There's no water to. How are they doing that?
I
Everything.
don't know. It's really cool.
Everything.
I don't know
Oh.
either.
This
Oh,
out of all the mammal settlements
speaking
we've
of-
been to, this is
Uh,
very cool. It's almost as good as the Giants.
Yeah, and in fact, Uverheim, you'd be very interested because as you're examining this floating ship, you can see it doesn't have any sails or balloons. It's just kind of hanging up there in the air.
Oh, I wonder if I could integrate this technology into myself. That would be very cool.
I thought you already did.
I can only do it for a short time. If I could fly all the time, that would be very cool.
That would be very cool, Uverheim. We got to figure that out,
You need wings.
You gotta get in first.
right? Hello. We're here requesting access to Candlekeep. We are requesting a audience with Silvira Saviscus.
And this is the elf kind of perks up and wanders a little closer. Welcome to Candlekeep. I understand that you may be expected, but we do have a few rules here. First and foremost, perhaps most importantly, a gift is required from those who are seeking admittance. You must donate a book or a scroll that isn't already in the library's archives. So if you would please present your gift for inspection.
Wonderful. We've got a book of recipes.
Okay.
Push him forward.
Yeah. And Fausto just kind of like,
Thaddeus, go.
like,
Or
okay.
Fausto, sorry.
And yeah, he reaches into his pack
Exotic
and
recipes.
pulls out the book and he's like, I do. I don't know how exotic these are, but they are my family's own recipes. They're Kalashite in origin. Does this count?
Oh, come on, they're not shite.
Amazing.
Kalashite. Thank you very much. And the elf kind of gingerly, carefully takes the book from him and, with just 2 fingers kind of peels open the
Be
cover.
gentle. It's a family heirloom, I heard.
Well, and you can tell that this is a person who's like very used to dealing with texts. Like examining books is something that these monks might do every single day, maybe even every hour of every single day. So
Oh my god,
she's-
they're not going to want to see what I did with my book.
they are like I said, very very respectfully and gingerly turning through the pages, examining the contents. And then closing it, and she says, very good, yeah, actually, this should be a fine addition. We have a whole section of cookbooks in the library. What does everyone else have to offer?
I pull out my
The
pack
cookbooks.
and I
Cookbook.
Cookbook.
I open it up and filter through have pieces of parchment in there, and I pull one out that says, seem to be instructions that say abduct people and bring them to the sewers, and I will hand it over to them and say, we intercepted this instructions from the Duchess Van Thamper from Baldur's Gate to her general who was infiltrating the sewers of Baldur's Gate and taking people of the city. This is historical documentation of that event. We were just part of the team that actually brought the Van Thampers down, and I hand over the scroll.
Yes, we'd heard some noise coming from that direction, received some messages from some members we had deployed in that city. How did that turn out? And she just kind of like unfurls this this paper that you've given her as she asks.
We're not dead,
Yeah, but a bunch of other people are.
So pretty good.
but they were cultists. Oh,
Oh, well, cultists, yeah, they can always be an annoying sort. And she just kind of rolls it back together. And do you have any other documentation that might help us verify this authenticity of this document, or?
We've got
any-
not a document, but this magic rose that goes along.
Wow, great!
You
What
flung that
does,
rose out so fast your camera would have focused.
Wow. What does the rose do? How is it related to the
It
events?
identifies the cultists.
It
It
lets
glows.
you tell. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
It tells you who you can kill for free. It's very cool.
Fascinating.
Only the one cultist, though, right?
It glows in the presence of a cultist of
Ball.
Ball.
balls.
Yep.
A ball
It
cultist.
lets you kill those of balls. The ball ones.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Well, certainly we
Yep.
can have many of our order are mages. I'm sure we can take a look at all of this. But absolutely, as you say, if this was artifacts of this truly historical event, then this would be more than satisfactory.
Oh, we also have, and I'm flipping through my parchment as they're talking this. I pull out another note that says
Right back.
it's the cultist letter that says, head to the bathhouse in Baldur's Gate and retrieve our queen's stolen treasure. The bathhouse is located blah, 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 from the worm speaker Reismer. So that was the letter we got initially when we found the cultists out in the, like, our
That's
very
the
first
dragon
mission.
cultists, by the way.
Yeah.
And it was, yes, the letter was from so and so.
Worm speaker
And-
Resmer.
Under threat of the fact that what's his face,
If Duke Van Thamper thinks she can use our queen's treasure to buy the loyalty of the Call of the Dead 3, she is mistaken. I'll be looking for you in Baldur's Gate whenever I bring treasure to me then, or you'll Ultis will come for you.
Yes, Ultis, that was the one.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. Yes, this will all be fine additions to our archives. I appreciate the extra lengths you went to provide this for us. Welcome, like I said, welcome to Candlekeep. And you can see she motions to the other two monks who were there, and they both kind of put both hands on this portcullis door and just start shoving it open. So the elf pipes in again and says, so there are a variety of facilities that should be available to you. You may use anything that you come across here. You're obviously welcome guests of Candlekeep. We have bathhouses, we have tailors, granaries, gardens, many, for every interest of and field of study, there are facilities here, and we even have a pub if you'd like. Just ask someone for directions to the
Gosh.
hearth.
I want to go to the bathhouse and the pub.
How about
but you said
just
you were-
the facilities? I need to use the facilities. I'm gonna bounce around a little bit.
Well, I mean, there is a hole that we use here in the gatehouse if you truly need to. However,
All right, I'll go piss in a hole.
Yeah, go piss in a hole if you'd like, sir. Thank you. However, you said you were expected by Archmage Savikas.
I'll look over to Fisk and say, expected?
Well, she was
Patronus.
expecting me. Certainly,
Yes,
to report back, and I assume you all would be interested in meeting her too, you have, as you told the nice elf here, a good story to tell. So
I look back at
I'm
that and
sure
say,
you'll be
yes.
compensated for that.
We have so
Very good.
many tales.
Well, there is fine dining throughout the keep, and lodging for anyone who needs it. Feel free to take advantage.
What's it cost?
And,
Free. Okay.
Not free, but
Just said. Feel free.
reasonably priced. Obviously, since we provide the physical location for them to operate out of, and we get to take advantage of their fine dining. So, not as much as you might pay in somewhere like Baldur's Keep, but fine dining nonetheless.
Baldur has a keep too?
Right, thank
Not
you.
just the gate.
So which way to? I'll just cut him off.
Yeah,
So
Baldur's
which
Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gate. Thank you.
which way to Silvira? I'll look over at Fisk.
And he will just kind of, with one eye, kind of point to the third Archmage Tower on the left. It is not quite the highest, but it's near the center of this cluster of mage towers. And it's,
What does the
Yes.
other eye point at?
Before
he closes
go,
it so that he can aim his finger.
I wanted to ask, because she said there was a couple rules. I wanted to know if there was any other rules we should know about before we head off.
Well,
She listed one.
Obviously, there is a standing security force here, so please do not sneak or steal. Obviously, this is a place where we try to collect knowledge, so any
Okay.
attempt to remove anything from Candlekeep is not encouraged. Obviously, the typical town laws of don't maim, murder, or steal all apply here.
Is there a name for the guard here? A particular title? Or
Well,
is it just the guard of Candlekeep?
It's the Candlekeep Guard, as unimaginative as that may be. However, as I said, there are also many practitioners of magic here, many archmages, especially around the archmages. It may be wise to show some respect.
Is there any sort of up-and-coming mages that might be interested in purchasing or exchanging books for knowledge?
Oh, well, you may be able to find some mages here who are interested in, you said you had some sort of magical wares. The other option is we do have a magical item and spell scroll shop here in the lower half of the fortress. If you wanted to see if you could stop by there, you may be able to sell
So
some.
Why did I spend 100
But-
gold on stupid fucking holy water? God damn it. Good to know. Last question from me. Do you know anyone by the name of
Muffin Man?
It's up. No, not Muffin Man, but oh my God,
I've
Grace
heard
Lynn?
of this Muffin Man.
Graceland.
He's a real troublemaker.
Do you know of anyone named Graceland by chance?
I don't know Graceland personally, although obviously there are a great many scholars and mages here. If she were on the registry, there is someone I'm sure who would be able to look her up for you.
And where
Can we
where
go
would
in
I?
your library?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna ask, can anyone go in your libraries?
Anyone who's willing to contribute to the library is welcome to visit and stay.
And we
If you're
can
seeking
read any
membership,
book?
certainly yes. You'll just need to get in touch with one of the acolytes here, and they should be able to retrieve whatever subject matter you'd be interested in.
Do you have necromancy and the dark arts? How about
Certainly
how to
we
summon
do.
evil demons?
So I'm not at liberty to discuss all of what we have here at the keep.
Well, I don't want to
however-
hear about all of it, just those ones.
Well, that may be a question better suited for someone higher rank than I hold.
You said if this Graceland is here, we could check the registry. Where exactly would I find someone to ask that question to? Is there like
Any of the administrators?
Okay.
Yes, you should be able to find many of the bookkeepers and librarians right as you enter the library proper, which is just past, and she kind of just points in through the portcullis. You can see this first area is just kind of wide open and flat. There's basically no buildings besides some kind of tucked up against the next set of gates, but this seems like just wide open space past this first gate. Pippi, you as a soldier would recognize this as like a kill zone. This is an area, especially for ranged infantry and for mages, to just decimate with impunity.
And just a friendly reminder to you, Blake, is John still with us, or?
Yeah, and John is, and he's just kind of quietly observing from the rear, not having any scrolls or books to contribute at this point.
Right, so I suppose let's head on in.
Okay.
We
Sounds
headed?
John, what's
Yeah.
the matter? You smell toast?
Toast?
Stroking out?
Metallic and toast. Oh.
I could smell Roshia from yesterday.
Whoa.
What?
She
I
toasty.
cleaned off.
I don't mean anymore, but you know, the smell of burnt flesh sticks with you.
Okay. Well, maybe if someone didn't let me get burnt.
They
Well,
smell
I
Making sure you
tried
didn't
my
have a
best.
stroke.
The elves
You see
smell
half of his
different
face
than
just start
humans
to-
when they burn.
We're
smell
going,
different when they burn.
feels bad.
So
we're going to Avernus.
I would like to go to the administrator, the magic shop, and Silvira in whatever order.
All those things and the bathhouse.
Yeah.
We
And
will
the
say then, as you guys are passing through this second gate, on the other side is this kind of small building, almost like a hut with open air. Well, like it's open to the. How can I best describe this? There are two walls on this otherwise totally enclosed home. It has a roof, but you can basically walk straight through it. It's open air, but like constructed and
It's a
covered. And there's a desk.
Drive-through car wash.
Yeah, basically like a car wash. And in the center of this building, there is a desk where you can see there are a variety of different genders and races of people in the same purple robes, and many of them are just kind of enjoying the air, and some of them are reading books, and some of them are scrawling things on scrolls and jotting things in books. But these are the administrators. So if you'd like to RP, we can say let's go for it. If you would like to just know what's on the registry, we can do that too.
For the sake of brevity, I'll just talk to the first one and ask if a Graceland is on the registry.
Yeah, and they take a moment. They take out this very thick book. Seems to be multiple like inches thick, just really massive. And they flip it open and they said, Lynn, kind of flip to the L's. And no, unfortunately, we don't have anybody here by that name.
That's all right. Thank you for your time. Which way is the magic shop? We were told there's a place where we might be able to trade and sell magic goods or spell scrolls and things of that nature.
Oh, there is. And you can see behind them, too, there's this just kind of open circular courtyard. And now this area bordered with buildings. They kind of point off to the left and behind them. And they said, that's the magic item shop right over there.
Thank you.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. So I'm gonna put this in the list in the channel. It's gonna come in 2 parts.
You
so
made the list. What, magic? Not magic.
This is all the items that are available for purchase at the shop, sorted by price from least expensive to most expensive.
Scroll to the bottom. I want that one.
There's the first half.
Oh god, it's tiny. Okay, there we go.
And here is the back half.
Lots of
Oh,
scrolls.
there's more.
+3 javelin? Necklace.
Yeah, good luck. 16.
16,000.
Yeah.
Have that
Ooh,
much.
+2 light
Oh.
hammer. Saddle of the rope
I
of
would be
climbing is
cool
cool.
with the javelin.
I would like to attempt to swindle and sell these books. These books, the books.
Yeah. And they kind of take a moment to inspect them, and they say, "Oh, very good. Mostly first level spells here, a few second level spells. What were you hoping to get for these?"
How about that fireball, though?
Fireball and Anime Dead's 3rd level at minimum. I mean, I Alex will need to do some pretty hefty research to figure out a number. Is it written in the book anywhere, like what they are valued at, or am I?
So most of our books will sell to entry-level acolytes. We'll sell them like a book of cantrips or a book of first-level spells for about 100 gold. So we might be able to buy this from you for...
Duh.
A book of how many spells?
Because a scroll costs more than that.
Depends on the scroll, obviously. You know, some of the early level scroll spell scrolls don't cost very much at all, and certainly,
Hey, maybe
you know,
I want to buy some spell scrolls from these people.
being a member here does afford some discounts and benefits. Speaking of, are all of you members?
Of course.
Oh, well, great.
We just
will
paid our
you
dues.
Please, all you need to do then is show me your emblem, and I can give you the discounts.
I am
Emblem?
not.
Why didn't they give me my emblem?
I am not a member. How does one become a member here?
Well, it involves obviously enrollment. You'll need to talk to some of the senior administrators. There are obviously there's an application process. I'm sure someone in the library proper would be able to answer your questions more thoroughly.
I thought we just had to donate a dank book.
I think that's.
Oh well, certainly
This
that's
is
for
gatekeeping.
entry. Yeah, it's literally gatekeeping.
Lux, what is wrong? Aren't you gonna get that spear?
No. We definitely do
Why,
not.
Overheim, aren't you?
Why would I use a spear?
I like
I'm
this
magical.
necklace of fireballs. You get 6 fireballs.
And it recharges, right?
I think so.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? I don't
Yeah.
see a
6
magic.
beads. I assume the beads just
Beads.
get consumed. It says consumables.
Oh.
I
Oh,
bet that's just
second list.
6 basically scrolls.
Yep. Detach a bead and throw it 60 feet. When it reaches the end of its trajectory, the bead detonates. You can hurl multiple beads at a time, or even the whole
It's a
necklace as one action.
bandolier of grenades. It's,
It's
not
a bandolier
scroll,
of
but a
fireball
necklace
grenades.
I want to throw a whole necklace of fireball.
Behind the
Yeah, so this
entire
would
necklace.
be you can throw the entire necklace at once, and it's 6 fireball spells all going off at once.
Guys, can I have this?
I don't have the money.
Let's pool our money. We could do it. I believe in us.
I don't.
7,000?
And I just looked
I-
in my pocket.
I won't be able to help you with.
Yeah,
For
John looks in his own pockets and he's like, I only have a few hundred gold, not several thousand.
Yeah.
John, could I take that gold off your hands? To invest it into the group fund to accumulate healing potions and things of that Sure.
Well, that's
Why
Johnny
would he do
looking
that?
mighty philanthropic today.
Well, you see, are we gonna set up some sort of group accounting
Yes,
plan? then?
absolutely.
How do I withdraw from this account?
You just ask.
Well,
You just got to be
you
here and
sit up.
ask.
Oh, good.
just
So
said
I
your
have some purchases
request.
to make as long as we're talking about it.
Yeah, we could do
I
that
would like to
tomorrow,
buy-
You
maybe.
want to have even thicker armor?
As soon
And
as you
the
deposit your
board
funds, we'll
approves it.
withdraw you from the account.
Oh, very good, very good. See,
Okay.
oh wow, this scroll of protection from energy seems awfully good. That's almost exactly the amount of money I have.
Oh.
Oh.
That does seem like something you could use, John.
Yeah,
You
and I
get
would
to
I-
totally
an awful
hold
lot.
it for you.
Have protection from everything except energy, so this
Yeah.
would be very helpful.
Maybe you should get it.
All right, so
Maybe we should tear the pages out of this book and just sell them all individually as scrolls, because that's going to get us more money.
I don't think that it will allow you to cast this spell having no magical ability like a scroll would let.
Fuck off.
I think they
Don't
would
say
know.
that out loud.
But you can see the
right.
shopkeepers
Scroll
just
up.
kind of like smiling, entertained by all this shenanigans.
so yes, I would like to sell the books. I mean, there's like a few second level, but they are mostly, as you said, level ones. So how much would that fetch me, roughly?
Well, for the book, you said there's one that has Fireball here. We could even give you 300 gold for that one.
That's Clovis.
We're willing to buy these at reasonable prices. For the one that has second level spells in, we'll buy that for the 200 gold, and for the ones that have first level and cantrip, we'll buy that for the 100.
Only 300 gold, you say? And I turn around and start fishing it out of my pouch again, and I cast a spell.
Uh huh.
Fireball. Just kidding.
Let me just look
Distort
up distort value.
I will just try and haggle. I'll be like, look, we're giving you a bit of a bundle here between our group here. There's 4 books. Surely this one that has the second level spells, whichever one it is, surely that's worth just a bit more, maybe 250. And I think 125 for these other two. I mean, look at the outside. These also have their own value based off of the workmanship of the book itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
All right. Plus 6.
And for your distort value, are you doing that for Scherzel?
Heck yeah. Totally being like, vocal component is, this is worth so much more!
Blah, blah, blah.
22 total.
22, yeah. I could see how that would be. These are unique, not one of the mass-produced kind, at least. Yes, we can buy these for what you ask.
I'll kind of be like, all right, and I look back to the group and I just kind of like look at all of you and just kind of like nod, like we're good to give these up. Does anyone? Cool.
Why would I
Yeah.
care?
Suddenly my book is fully illuminated, covered in people battling snails and
Battling snails.
Yep.
The
Mail.
great tales of
And
yonder.
she takes it from you and like kind of looks it over and like, this, wow, interesting. This also seems to have had some sort of spell placed on it at some point. And they're going
it's
to
extra magic.
I'm sorry, you said 100, 200, so 250 is what I said, right?
yes, 250 and 125s.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Why
Probably
don't
a
we just
spell
trade
of
all
like
the
keeping
books
it
for
clean.
this necklace
Um,
of fireballs?
It looks like it was originally some sort of curse, and now there's a kind of an illusion on here. 300 gold.
And I'll just lean over, slide my elbow over, and just being like, now this one, surely with a bundle of this, giving you such a vast quantity to add to your collection, would bring the price to at least 350.
Well, to be clear, we're giving you the extra because these books are unique in design, we have, and she just kind of motions behind her, there are shelves and shelves and shelves of books here. As I said, we offer these to all of the aspiring wizards here. I do think we'll be able to fetch a bit more because, as you said, these have a unique design. However, with this one, we may even need to have it looked over. As I said, there was some sort of curse on this originally. We'll have to spend extra hours making sure that it's been cleared.
That adds to the...
War.
Exactly, thank you. I'm not good with... Word not make me happy.
Nailed it.
That's okay. Most mammals aren't.
Yeah, I mean,
And
up to you,
so
Quebec.
are
It's your
you
book.
saying this has some sort of historical value besides just being a spell book?
Where'd you get this
Yeah.
It
book
was
at?
tied to some cults. Like
It's a
they,
cultist's
You know,
tome of
this
secret.
this book
each book
is connected.
corresponds-
This book
Oh,
is
go ahead.
connected to the documentation that actually granted us entry. You could put all those together as a set.
Each one is tied to a different devil, lord, cult.
Those are
I pull
resolved.
out the other rose that I believe Uverheim gave to me a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
It was either Uverheim or Voxamillion.
I give it to you.
Uverheim, yeah.
And I say, this is one of the artifacts. A copy of one. Well, not a copy, but you know. We gave
It is
one
a
of these
ball
as
detector.
entry. It is a ball detector.
Well, I love your creative
This is
naming
going
of
flawless.
this item. I tell you what, I have a bit of extra money set aside for purchases for research, as you said. I'll give you 400 for this book.
It's a ball dowsing rod.
We'll take it. I jump in. We'll take it. When he says it's a
Very
ball
good.
dowsing rod.
And so she takes all of the books that you've now handed over to her and kind of hands it off to an assistant. And another one comes by, seemingly from behind a door off her shoulder, and just puts a big old bag plunk down. What did we say? It was 400 plus 250 plus
So I
250. So
I
that's
got-
total of
I-
each be getting 900.
well, I put my 500 from the 150, 150, 250. So that's 500. So I already put that in my inventory. Quebec, since it's your book, whatever. How much did you say for that book?
400.
So you put 400 in your inventory.
Now I know I need to start gathering books everywhere I find them, put them in my sack.
Right.
Can I please just buy a potion of healing, the greater?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have many. Potion of Greater Healing. How many would you like?
Just one, please.
Sure. And she just kind of reaches under the counter and right up on there, a little potion of healing. That'll be 150 gold, please.
I give it over.
Very good. She slides you the potion.
Do you know anything about shields?
I have many scrolls of shield here if you need them.
No, like physical shields, and I take out my shield and I'm like, do you know anything about this thing?
Ah, well, it's very fine make. I see the filigree is very detailed. Seems almost otherworldly craftsmanship. This almost seems a bit beyond my ability to appraise. You may want to take this to one of the mages within the library. They may be able to tell you more about what you have here.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you.
What does the saddle do?
I'm sorry, the saddle of the cavalier, and she just kind of
Dude.
motions on the wall. So the
Yeah.
saddle of cavalier, while you're sitting in this saddle, you can't be dismounted against your will. It magically holds you in place. And any one who might try to do you harm, either through arm or through magic, has a much more difficult time hitting you while you ride it on it.
Oh. Boo.
How small can the thing be that you are riding? Like,
well,
could
as a
Pippi
magical
ride
item-
Klobeck? He's like half horse.
That would be
I'm
cool.
Can I put
not
this on a
sure.
penguin?
That it works on sentient beings. However, as a magical
You said
item,
horses aren't sentient?
they are not, as far as we're aware. But
It's
you
hard to
could
keep track
put
with
this on a penguin if you wanted to, although I'm not sure the saddle would be large enough for you to use it at that point.
So if I put this on a giant fish monster and then awakened it, it would suddenly stop working?
It depends on if the fish monster has a will of its own.
And the fish
Difficult to say.
monster started cooperating with the local town to fish the fish with them?
That's
In
an
exchange for
oddly
Really
fish.
weird
specific
situation.
question.
I don't
Yeah,
know what.
I'm not sure
How
that would
is
ever come up.
imagination? It's far-fetched, I know.
Well, tell you what, if you ever do encounter a sentient fish monster who works with the town to
Fucking kill it.
benefit, then please do put
Here,
the saddle
sentient
on
fish
there
monster.
and tell me if it works.
Yeah, tell
Well,
me.
he would need to have the saddle to do that. So, are you going to give him the saddle?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
are
can
you
try it out
trying
for
to
you.
send me
I
out on a
tell you
quest
what.
to do research for you?
I will make you a deal. If you want to purchase the saddle up front, and then you can bring back proof that it works on sentient fish people, then I will refund you what you paid for it.
That's a good
That's
deal.
cool. Can I borrow like 2,000 gold?
From the shop?
It's for something
from us?
different.
For something different.
Oh.
From you.
Uh-huh.
From you
No,
specifically.
unfortunately, we don't give out loans
I
here.
thought we were... No, not we. You.
and me.
We-
I thought we
we-
were friends. You and me.
Well, you are honored clients, yes, but we don't offer loans.
Good sir, could I purchase that spear?
The vicious one?
So vicious.
It is awfully vicious. Certainly you can. That would be 351 gold for the spear.
Okay.
I tried to pool our money and nobody wanted to.
What?
Did I lag there? What happened?
You're
What?
muted.
What are you trying to pull money for?
I don't think we'll
javelin.
ever reach 16,000 right now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Actually, I tried to pool our money for only 7,680, but you know.
I just really want to
I
throw
still
it
don't
Who
have
wants
down.
to be
that
able
kind
to
of money.
pull the pins on all those grenades at once?
I do.
And I will also kind of turn towards the group. I have this potion of fire breath. Does anybody want this? We might be able to just sell it off.
Hippie
I'll
wants
take
to
it.
go.
I'll take it.
Okay. I give you the potion of fire breath.
I like fire.
Cool.
Hippie, if you use that on me, I swear to God.
I would never, Roshia. Never.
If I get roasted one
I-
more time.
They were just trying to give you a tan. It's fine.
I also throw up my alchemist fire flask on the table and say, would you buy these right out?
For more common mundane items, we do buy them, though at a slightly lesser rate. I could give you
What were you trying to sell?
average. The alchemist fire.
What
I
was-
didn't hear.
What was
I
the
just
que-
didn't know what you were trying to sell right now.
Oh, yeah, alchemist fire.
What about the holy water that you have?
Yes, I pull those vials out of my pouches. Are y'all... What? Paige.
I love it.
What
The
the...
holy
Give 'em all
water?
away. Work so
Why
hard
do you
and
like
we're
the
dealing with
holy
devils.
water? Is it so we can extinguish you next time you light on fire?
We don't know
Maybe I
what...
will next time.
We don't know what we're gonna find next, though. I would probably keep those.
I'm keeping mine at least. But go ahead. You're the one that made them, so if you want to sell them, sell 'em.
Well, we would be able to buy the holy water for about 15 gold per piece, and we'd be able to buy alchemy flasks for alchemist fire flasks for about 30 gold per piece.
Huh. Right. I think that'll do us from here. I'm good. I look to the group.
Did you want to purchase this vicious spear after all?
Yeah. I
Okay, very good.
Yep.
Just exchange. Yeah, you got it.
Right.
Well, if there's anything else you need, we're here. Our stock refreshes every once in a while.
Out of
Overheim
curiosity,
already walked out.
and I pull out the bone, and I'll just kind of set it down, and be like, if this is a bone of animation, it summons a skeleton to fight for you for roughly an hour. What about this? Would you be interested in purchasing this?
Bone
he's
of
my best
animation, you
friend.
said. I'm
We named him
not sure. We
Reinhardt.
don't typically deal in necromantic items. I could have it held here for you while I have someone to come and examine it, and maybe by tomorrow or the next day, I could give you a more accurate price.
That's all right. Just curious more than anything. And I'll throw back
Helps
my
out a
hip.
lot.
Are all these items like up on a wall, a display wall for us to like take down and examine?
No.
They are. Several of
Behind
them
the
are.
counter.
There was potions underneath the counter. You saw money come from behind the door. You've seen
Specifically,
a saddle
plus
up
2
on the
light
wall. You see this light hammer is in a case, actually behind the counter. But for most of the common and uncommon items, you do see them pretty much just kind of either on a shelf or hung up on a hook or in a little scroll case, kind of sitting out in the open. But for the more rare items, they are kind of tucked away.
May I examine this hammer?
Which hammer?
This one in the case. The plus 2 light
certainly
hammer.
You can, and she goes and like undoes a little lock and raises the front panel of the glass and brings it over to you.
And what does it do?
This hammer. ...
Is she going to her little book to look it up?
No, she just
Or does she
thinks
just
for a
know?
second. She just like this hammer. I'm told allows you to strike more accurately and more vigorously. Gives you like maybe if I were to put it on a scale of 1 to 3, like a 2.
I'm gonna cast Distort Value on it. Go ahead. And be like, oh, it looks like the wood's rotting on the hilt and it's kind of rusty. And, are you sure it's worth this much?
Sir, I watched you cast that spell.
Love it.
Nuh-uh.
Surrounded by mages.
You didn't.
Uberheim, where are you
You
going?
may be able to distort the value of this item, but you
already
can't
walked out.
distort the value of my intellect. And she just kind of places it back in the case.
Just gonna
Sword
slowly
value
start
being
backing
nuts.
out.
When I said Overheim walked out, he walked out. He hasn't been there
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
since you were
Uberheim
talking about
bailed.
the bone.
Now that I have my potion, I'm just gonna do the same. I'm just gonna be like, alright.
All right, let's go. There's nothing for us here.
I do look over at Pippi and say, I have a bit of extra coin. Is there anything here you need?
I don't know if there's really anything in here that would be good for me.
Sure. And
Just gotta
I
be more creative.
hold up this spear. I say, if you feel like you might ever use this, just ask. I'm not against, Sharon. So,
Okay.
all right. We leave and catch up to Uberheim. Uberheim, where are you going?
I don't know. I just was bored.
Yeah.
This place is really big. It's almost the size of where I grew up.
Really? So
I'm
they have places this large floating in the sky?
your
yeah,
mama.
some of them are on top of
This
the
house.
clouds. My father's is on the top of a peak, but Yeah, I've heard of. I've seen some of the Sky Jotun have floating castles.
It's amazing. Right. Well, should we go look for what's her name? Silvira?
Yeah.
I'm assuming what's his face was still with us.
Yeah, he's just kind of tagged along. He's like enjoying the show, basically. He hasn't really looked at any of the magical items. Seems like maybe, you know, he's not paid that well.
Voxamillian's gonna have a doubting moment, and he's gonna run back to that shop. And can I buy 2 more potions of healing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. 50 gold a piece for the regulars.
Cool.
Turns out they're all out because I stole them.
When?
I buy 2 potions of healing, and I throw it in my pouches across my bandolier, across my chest. 2. Cool.
Very, very good.
All right, let's go. Let's go speak to this wizard.
To Silvira then. Yeah, and we'll just say as you guys kind of wander towards the keep proper, you know, Phalaster kind of guides you to the right place and to the right desk, and he checks you all in. He says, "Oh, they're with me," and you guys start climbing this spiral staircase. Goes up for what feels like forever, until you reach a pretty unremarkable wooden door that caps the end of this tunnel of stairs. And as you do,
Before
Phalaster
before he opens or knocks, I will turn to Klobek. Klobek, we're guests.
It wasn't me.
Not yet. It wasn't, but we are guests here. We are guests here, and we were told to show respect and be mindful of that. This may be our only way to get good information. You remember how much that cube hurt your brain when we were trying to solve it?
That was
Your
fun.
brain.
You still have dried blood underneath your nose.
No, that's your blood.
Well, it might be. Look, I think at some point we might need to talk about that, because that I've had nightmares. Manners.
Yeah,
And
Klobek.
Phalaster kind of chimes in and he's like, typically why they warn you to respect the Archmages is if you don't, the Archmages will teach you to respect them themselves. So
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Sounds like the issue resolves itself, and I start pushing on the door.
oftentimes it does.
Nobody ever managed to teach me nothing.
Yeah, and the door opens, and you can see this room is a lot bigger than you feel like it should have been. For how many times you went up these stairs and circled, it felt like pretty tight corridor. But as you enter this room, it just feels expansive. Like, how could the inside of this room be bigger than the width of this tower? But nonetheless, you see that
It's a TARDIS.
the walls are just lined with bookshelves, and you can see skulls and beakers and other things kind of tucked in with books. It's hard to identify, really. I mean, there are a few there that look like they may be goat skulls or animal skulls. They have curling horns. There are a few more what looks like maybe, I mean, you've seen an imp before. There are a few imps in jars. It seems like most of the material in this office is infernal in nature, in the sense that there's study being done on each of these things. But Silvira sees you all enter and sees Phalaster, and she's, "Oh, Phalaster, I'm glad to see that you're back and that you're alive. Who are these people?"
What does she look like?
So, I'm sorry for that. Silvira is a
Man.
yeah, I mean, very attractive, red-skinned, very simple, curved-horned tiefling,
Oh, snap.
who is slender and tall, wearing a black and red robe. She has a staff across her back, and kind of a sly smile as she sees Phalaster once again. And Fauster explains, yes, these are people, they actually broke me out of the Van Thamper's prison. Unfortunately,
Got caught.
yeah, I got caught, didn't quite do as well as I had hoped, but they saved my skin, and had some questions that I felt like you might be able to help them with, and maybe you might even be able to compensate them for their time. And Silvira just kind of, yeah, she just kind of like, oh, Fallister, gives them the kind of matronly look. Says, well, certainly. Did you happen to find out what happened with Thavius? And Fallister
He's
just
off
kind of
his
looks
rocker.
I didn't actually stay to find out myself, though the gatekeepers told us you've heard. Yes. So turns out that Favius and the older Van Thamper boy were both executed.
I knew it.
A lot of what
He
they
was
found
with them.
in their villa was quite damning, and a lot of Thavius's own personal effects were found in common areas. Seems he was not held there against his will, and so while the Duchess was afforded some, she was spared the harsher penalties of her crimes for the moment. Her son and Thavius weren't as lucky.
I
they
will
were-
kind of have an outburst and be like, she lives?
Well, she's what you might consider permanent captivity, under watch, and certainly within a magically constructed cell. There's no way she's escaping from there, at least.
Well, that's just a burden on the taxpayers.
Well, thankfully, the taxes flowing from the upper city should be enough to cover that on its own.
I hope it protects against devils.
I sure hope he was actually guilty. There's a strong chance he was set up framed by them.
I'm
just
sorry, did
to
you
drag
say
him down with them?
Thavius was executed?
Yeah.
Yes, Fabius Krieg, arrested along with the Van Thampers. Apparently, there were, as I said, there were some incriminating evidence found. Seems like he was staying, had quarters in that, I guess you could only call it a dungeon, the prison beneath their villa. He
Yeah,
was
That's
living there
called a cell.
comfortably.
That's called being a prisoner.
Well,
Kind of weird. I mean, there was
no,
something not
he
right
had-
about him, but
He had quarters. As I said, they found his personal effects. Seemed he had been staying very comfortably in one of the rooms beneath the villa.
bet they dragged him down with them.
Well,
I bet he was somehow maybe a little innocent.
aside from that,
Could be.
we were shown a pretty interesting puzzle box.
And as you say puzzle box, you see her just like light up, like, I had heard that Thavius might have had something like that. What kind of puzzle box do you mean?
Kind that
An
hurt
angry
your
one.
brain when you try to solve it.
It's mean.
I wouldn't know. I
I
didn't
see.
touch it.
May I insight check her excitement to see if it's purely academical or if there seems to be some sort of alternative, like, intention?
She's a psycho demon obsessed.
Yes,
Is that
bring
insight?
me the puzzle box.
Yes, insight.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to read, but you can tell she seems very excited in a, hey, this is something I've never seen before sense.
Okay.
What, you've never seen a puzzle box before?
Who has the puzzle box?
You do, Voxy.
I pull it out.
I don't want it.
I pull it out and say,
Oh, don't whip it out like that.
I look away from it.
a few of us tried to solve it, and it seems quite difficult and proving a extremely taxing process should you fail. It
So
almost
is it
killed us.
trapped? Yes, as these things tend to be. Not to worry. Well, and especially with your warning, I should be able to handle it. And she just kind of holds out her hand to see if you will place it in hers.
Yeah.
I hesitate, but yeah, I hand it over.
Great. I have to say, I'm surprised that it's something this complex. I mean, we've been suspicious of the High Overseer for a long time, but for every person I tried to tell, I was turned away.
The High Overseer meaning Thavius?
Yes, the High
Okay.
Overseer of Elturel, Thavius Krieg.
Understood.
Apparently, well, he had a record. He had been a part of saving the city from an undead scourge and being a respected leader for so long. Nobody really wanted to hear what I had to say about his potential dealings.
Hey, the coolest part is when you open it.
Well, I may need a moment before I try something as bold as that. And she just kind of wanders back towards her desk, just very carefully holding this
She means
puzzle
dumb,
box in her hand.
Klobeck. She means dumb.
Certainly, it requires a level of bravery to dive into these things.
Yeah.
Ignorant.
Klobeck is very smart, actually. He just doesn't always use it. Like most
Well-
mammals.
Yeah, leads with the wrong
Certainly.
brain.
Yeah, most men do that. It's not all mammals, Uberheim. It's mostly the ones with penises.
I don't know. You've made some pretty stupid decisions yourself, Pippi.
Foxman
I
just stares
punch him.
off into like the corner of a wall.
Yep,
Like-
and still just like holding the puzzle box, the Sylvira is just like, yes.
Are there chairs in this office?
We
Is
love
there
each
a
other.
couch?
There are couches. So there's a little seating area where there's a pair of couches sat across from each other and a coffee table in between. There seems to be like a little reading area where there are small side tables next to what look like fairly comfortable chairs.
I
There are a
just
set of chairs in front of her desk where you might be able to sit and discuss.
kind of gesture towards seating to a point where I'm close enough to see, but not like hovering over. Be like, may we?
Is there a hole
Please,
in the wall
yeah,
or
make
floor?
yourselves comfortable. There aren't. In fact, as you look around, you don't even
Where's
have to
she
look very.
supposed to piss?
Do you want to ask her that?
I sit.
No, I only ask the DM that.
Is she
Okay.
walking away?
She has walked to the other side of her desk from where you guys are now, and she's kind of
Okay.
instructed you all to make yourself comfortable. So wherever you guys feel like you want to sit, sit. But she's kind of walking over to what looks like a little lab station on the corner of her desk. There seems to be a few vials of liquid. And a little mechanical harness, maybe some clamps there.
Clamp 'em.
But as she walks over there and she's kind of examining this box. Yes, go ahead. Oh, were you guys not? No? Okay. She says, if it turns out that this is, in fact, the deal that Thavius made, this is a fairly significant artifact. Part of how this one would have been created is, Thavius made all of the citizens of Elturel swear a creed. I don't know if you've heard it before. And over your shoulder, you can hear Captain Mantlemore, yes, chime in, and she's like, "Yeah, the Creed Resolute. Yes, that's the one. It binds them to defend the city of Elturel. When I met Thavius Krieg some years ago, and he always struck me as a charlatan, but I never would have suspected that he used the Creed Resolute to bind the entire city to some sort of contract.
Oh.
Oh, well now Mantlemorn's cursed.
That
So
doesn't
this
sound
gotta
good.
be worth at least like 4,000 gold, maybe 16.
Well, we'll see. If I'm still alive after I attempt this, then I should definitely be willing to at least give you that much in favors. And you can see she now kind of places this cube between a set of these clamps that you saw on this mechanical device and kind of tightens it together. And as she does, she also reaches for a little vial of liquid. And what
I'm
she does
hiding
is
behind
she
the couch.
tips.
Whether you are successful or not, I'm very intrigued.
She put in this clamped position the mechanism it sits in kind of rotates like a gyroscope. So she's able to kind of manipulate it and move it to all sides without having to necessarily touch it. But she takes this little vial of liquid and kind of pours it over the top corner, and you can see it's fairly viscous. It starts to kind of drizzle and spread, and it, for whatever reason, doesn't like splash or pour immediately off of this puzzle box. It starts to kind of almost weave into little intricate shapes as it pours in between the runes and the carvings on this box. And just as the liquid starts to make it down to the opposite corner, you see the box pops open.
What was
Just
that?
like that.
I get up and
Oh,
walk
nice
over.
trick.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you don't always have to solve the puzzle yourself. Sometimes you just have to be able to decipher the runes, and this specialized liquid helps me do that. And you can see now there are, on the inside of the box, this stack of metal plates, like fairly small because they fit inside this puzzle box, but there seems to be a stack of what seems like 9 plates, and they're all
It's a hard drive.
individually linked to each other on opposite ends, like with small chain. But yes, there are 9 plates. Wink. And
Yeah. And on the 7th one,
they're very dark iron, and each of them seem to be stamped with a set of runes. And she kind of like pulls it out very gingerly. I don't suppose any of you read Infernal?
Surprisingly high number of us can, but not me.
I studied Infernal with my chapter master, and
yeah,
I'm
my best
already
friend's Infernal.
I'm already
And
right.
John also pipes in, and he's like, I know Infernal too, for reasons.
Yeah.
For the best reason.
I'll just start. I'm right there, literally. So I'll just start reading whatever I see.
Yeah, feel free. And she kind of takes the 9 plates, and as she pulls them apart, you can see it's almost unfolds like a tapestry. Each of these plates linked on opposite sides with each other by chain, to where it creates this like line of these 9 plates. And from what you can read on it, I'll just say the entire thing since you can read it perfectly. Be it known to all that I, Thavius Krieg, High Overseer of Elturel, have sworn to my masters, Zariel, Lord of Avernus, to keep my agreements contained in this oath. I hereby submit to Zariel in all matters and for all time. I will place her above all creatures, living and dead. I will obey her and my days, all of my days, and beyond with fear and servility. Like servant, servility. I recognize the dispensation of the device called Solar Insidiator, hereafter called the Companion. In my capacity as High Overseer of Elturel and its vassal territories, I acknowledge that all lands falling under the light of the Companion are forfeit to Zariel. All persons bound by oath to defend Elturel are also considered forfeit. I fully recognize that this dispensation will last 50 years, after which the Companion will return whence it came, taking Elturel and its oath-bound defenders with it, if that is Zariel's wish. All this is my everlasting pledge.
So he traded
Wow.
50 years of peace. He traded 50 years of peace to Zariel, who is now the Lord of Avernus, aside from the Savior that was originally there. She got killed and is now a ruler of Avernus.
You can see Silvera perks up and he's like, that's a very good theory. Certainly one that I've considered myself. And for the rest of you, who's kind of sat where?
Oh,
behind
I was
Where the
man.
standing
couch
like
was.
right in front of her desk, a little too close.
I'm right next to it because I'm reading the plates.
Yeah.
I was
so-
keeping away because I'm afraid of that thing.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was just standing close by.
John's watching the door.
John's watching the door. Yeah, so for anybody who's kind of nearer the sitting area, you see Rhea Mantlemorn just kind of slump and fall down to one of the chairs, and she just looks completely shocked, like in disbelief. The blood kind of runs out of her face, and she just kind of sits there staring off into nowhere for a little while.
I'll go walk over to her and like,
I'll come out from behind the couch. And
I'll say,
Sue
hey, aren't you
her.
sworn to defend that town?
That's why she looks so white. God, Klobek, read the room.
Yes, I'm bound by the Creed Resolute.
When
So,
when
if,
did this
you're
creed get initiated? Said 50 years. How long? Or I guess El Terrell went under, so that 50 years is up.
That's
that's
Yeah,
what
I
I
it
was
would think
thinking.
seems that the 50-year timer has come and passed.
Oliver, stop.
Certainly that would
Sorry.
explain why El Terrell was dragged down to wherever it went.
Decided
I
not
wonder why
to
you weren't
thank you.
dragged down.
Because she was out with
Well,
You're
us.
free now.
We were outside the Eye of the Companion, remember?
Oh.
Whenever you're under the Eye of the Companion, it was always daylight. We were just outside the range of that, and she was with us.
And you can see Rhea Mantlemore now, like kind of nodding, like thinking about it. And yeah, we were in the shade of that forest. We weren't within sight of the companion.
So what
Right.
is? I'll look
That's
back.
a good thing.
I'll look back over to Cyril Vera and just be like,
Sylvira? Mhm.
so what does that mean? Like, who can we tell this to? Is there anything to be done?
Well, I have a few theories. I need to contact someone. Someone who owes me a favor may be able to help us out with this. One thing I can do in the immediate, though, is I do. And she kind of sits there and reconsiders. I tell you what, why don't you all bunk here for the night, and I'll be able to give you a plan in greater detail if you meet me here again tomorrow. I'll be here likely throughout the night examining this puzzle box and these tablets. But if you want to meet me tomorrow morning, then I should be able to give you at least a more clear picture of what we should do about this.
Where should
When
we,
do we sleep?
stay?
Oh, there you go.
If you go talk to the innkeeper of the Hearth, as our most favored local inn here, tell them that you're here as my guests. They should let you stay for free.
Sylvira, obviously we are, and I gestured to the whole group. We're all in this. Is there any way you could, make us members of the Kendall Keep? And I don't mean to be crass, but if there are funds for making, for returning Fallister and this box and information, we might be able to use that discounts down at the magic shop to bolster our equipment. And I mean, I don't mean to speak out of turn, again gesturing to the group, but I think we would be prepared to move forward and do what we can.
Yes,
I'd love to kill more
and-
things.
Part of why I request that you come back tomorrow is so that I have the requisite time to talk to the proper authorities, make the proper requests. I should be able to fund you, especially for what you've brought me. This is incredible. However, there are some things to be done. But if you give me the time, I should be able to lay it all out for you much more clearly tomorrow.
It's a date,
It's a date.
We'll return.
milady.
We'll return here tomorrow. Then, which one of you wanted to go to the bathhouse?
I did.
I would like to.
And I
apparently
look back
smell.
to her and say, "Are the bathhouses nice?"
Oh, they're great. One of the best, especially on this part of the Sword Coast. You'd be hard pressed to find anything nicer.
Are there any dungeons on Bathhouse?
Yeah, that's hot.
Not that I'm aware. Our
Oh,
bathhouse is heated magically, so doesn't require a lot of the same
nice.
plumbing that a regular bathhouse might.
And
Great. I don't like sewers anymore.
That's fair. I didn't really like sewers to begin with.
very good. Well, we will return here tomorrow morning.
I think that would be excellent. I should be able to lay out my plan for this in more detail by then. I'll have had a little more time to examine it, and as I said, I'll be able to gather a proper reward and perhaps be able to tell you what we can do about this if you return tomorrow.
Can you float me down so I don't have to go all the way down all these stairs?
I was literally thinking about asking if we jump out the window, can you cast Featherfall on us?
She just kind of smiles and chuckles.
Do we have a
and-
way?
Yes. In fact, I could even just send you to Candlekeep's
Ooh.
teleportation circle. You wouldn't have to float.
Teleport me, baby.
I walk over to Klobeck and say, Klobeck, I was thinking that maybe I could flip my shield upside down and you could just ride it down the stairs.
We'll take the stairs.
Okay, I won't take the stairs. Please, at least float me down.
Before
Okay.
you go, and she's just kind of looking straight at you, Pippi. I noticed you have quite the shield there. Speaking of shields, do you
I
mind
was
if
gonna ask you, but I didn't know if you were too busy with the puzzle box. But I really wanted to know if you knew anything about my shield.
Yeah, I am familiar with this shield actually. Give me a moment. And she just kind of wanders over to her bookcase and pulls out this like really nicely bound book. It's got what looks like dark green cover and lots of gold filigree. But she brings it over to the table and kind of props it open on a little book stand there. And she says, "Okay, so come a little closer. Let me take a closer look at this."
Okay, and I hand it over. I shine it up.
No, I don't. I would not like to have it. Just show it
Oh,
to me,
that's
please.
good because I didn't really want to give it to you.
And she just kind of takes a moment to examine it a little bit, and she's like, I thought this might be what it is. This is called the Shield of the Hidden Lord, or some call it the Shield of Golgoroth. Gargoth.
Yeah, that's what these guys said that tried to kill us.
It's interesting because this shield originally was a symbol of good's triumph over evil. I mean, when you look at it, it's truly, it almost seems otherworldly or angelic, doesn't it? With how brightly it shines and how great the details are.
Ah, it's beautiful.
However, as far as I'm aware, it contains a pit fiend.
Oh, does
I don't know
it?
what that. What's that?
It is. It's so. Yes, a pit fiend is one of the higher levels of infernal beings, and this one in particular serves Asmodeus directly.
Foxman pulls out a book. He's like flipping through, trying to find it. Go ahead.
Okay. His Gargoth's job was to corrupt mortals on the material plane. And in
Oh,
fact,
he gonna get you.
He amassed such a following that he almost achieved godhood. And in some ways, Gargoth is a demigod, just by virtue of having so many followers. And in fact, having so many worshippers apparently increased his power fairly exponentially.
Maybe you shouldn't hold that then, maybe.
Whenever she originally got this shield, she was quite agitated anytime we attempted to touch it.
She's always agitated.
Well,
No.
a bit more than usual, but you're not wrong.
Hey.
Is
See?
there a way to? I mean, is there danger in having it?
Well, first of all, the shield has the power to corrupt everything around it. There doesn't seem to be a limit on what its influence is able to affect. In fact, the last I heard, this artifact was buried beneath Baldur's Gate. It was in the possession of the Hune family, I believe.
Oh,
We met one of them.
We did meet one
You
of
did?
those.
Oh
Yeah, she
man,
was one of
she's
their
totally
prisoners.
corrupt. That's so cool.
Well,
She was
uh,
in the prison in the Van Thamper's basement cellar area next to a devil.
Pulled one
well,
over
I
on us. That's so
don't
cool.
suppose you've heard of an order called the Knights of the Shield?
No, I don't think I have.
Well,
like I must have.
the Hune family, as far as I'm aware, are the head of this Order of the Shield, Knights of the Shield. They've kept this shield in Baldur's Gate for years. I mean, doubtless they'll want it back. But this
Somebody
shield
was trying to get it.
shouldn't be taken really any place within where any number of mortals reside, especially not thousands. As in Baldur's Gate. Honestly, it should
Well,
be
we found-
locked away within an extra dimensional space, if that's possible.
cool. Can you do that?
is that something you can
We
help
found
us with?
Thavius talking to it.
You saw Thavius talking to this shield?
Yeah. That's what he was doing when we found him. That's where we found the shield.
That must be Gargoth speaking to him telepathically.
But I
Is-
think that I can do great things with the shield.
I think
Yeah,
it's
but
a
then
terrible
it's gonna corrupt
idea.
all of us, Pippi.
I
I
think
bet it thinks you can too.
I think Pippi's already
Being
influenced by it.
corrupted.
I think she might be evil too.
I'm not
I
evil.
I immediately after hearing that I will cast detect good and evil.
Pippi, would you like ice cream or souls?
So I would detect aberration,
Great.
celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet.
Yes. This shield
And
is almost blindingly, sickeningly evil.
okay. I'll say Pippi, you've got to let that go. That's dangerous.
No, I can do great things with this shield. It protects me.
You can do great things
It's
without the shield.
beautiful. It's
You-
beautiful.
You might detect a little evil somewhere else.
I'm pretty sure
I just think
it's
that
going to. No. Do
No.
you want to kill all your friends?
I'm not going to.
You
I
are.
hold
It's gonna
on.
happen.
Hold on. Clobeca's the one that killed Voxy.
Yeah,
not
it's
me.
the same type of magic. It's a demon
No.
magic. It's gonna
Clobec
get
did that.
Yeah, okay. That doesn't mean it's not gonna happen to you. You don't
Why
don't
would
want to give
that
it up.
happen to me? It's
'Cause
just
you don't wanna give up a
It's
shield.
beautiful. You can't prove anything.
I
just
look
think
over to the mage and I'll say, do you have a way to knock her out?
Listen to the shield begging through her.
it's not
I-
the shield.
Can,
Or at
although
least
I would prefer to
dispel
avoid
this?
that if we can.
I just think
I
that
think
you
once we
dispel
get it
her
off of
charm?
her, things would be easier.
I
Expelliarmus!
I just want to go to. I just want to go on an adventure with it. I feel like I just want to take it places.
Okay,
It
well,
probably-
Pippi,
that's because
Pictures
it
of
wants
it.
to corrupt everyone.
Saying
else,
all
Pippi.
this,
Pippi, will you
Oh.
convince us? Set the shield down and walk away from it. Just for a moment. Set it down, walk away from it. Just to
Your
prove
intervention.
that you have
Pippi.
control over your own actions.
I'm pretty sure that I could do that, but why would I do that if you're just trying to take it all away from me?
I cast
Bec-
Maximilian's Earthing Grasp on Pippi.
I cast Bane on Pippi.
I
Oh, what are you
piss on the
Alright.
shield.
Me.
You have to succeed a. Where is it?
15
A
charisma,
strength saving throw of 14.
charisma saving throw from me.
So do the
Ah.
charisma first.
Yeah.
All right. So charisma,
Yeah.
and is that is that magic-y things? Hold on.
Yes, it's a spell.
You would have advantage on the save, I think.
It says that. Hold on. I don't know my stuff. It says I have advantage on Dex. I have advantage on intellect against magic and wisdom against magic.
Oh,
So not
Yes,
charisma against.
She
weapons.
has
or strength.
hella advantage against. Well, yeah. So it's dexterity, intellect, and wisdom is your advantages, right?
The things we're not using. Haha.
Yeah.
Nice.
The only things
Outwitted.
Oh, that's a natural 20, baby.
Oh fuck.
on
Okay.
which.
On the charisma.
On Bane.
Okay. All right.
On
Now
Bane,
make
which was
the
a
strength
22.
save.
Okay, so
A
you
what?
save.
Strength save.
Now a strength. So
You'll
that's
probably
a
succeed.
20
Of course she's
plus-
gonna pass that one.
I have a plus 6. Oh, that one was cocked.
We'll take it. You only get 6.
That's a
Cocked die is
15
0.
plus 6,
Ah.
so that's 21, baby.
Damn, dude.
Why would you try to take it away from me? And if I
Yeah,
set
so
it
you
down on the
guys
ground,
let these spells go, and even though you've never seen Pippi really move like this, she just like, like pushes herself off of this Maximilian's grasp, and you can see the magic of Bane interact with her for just a brief moment before she shrugs that off as well.
I say drop
My
the
hand
shield.
can grab her again.
I say drop the shield, Pippi, and if you don't, then I cast another Bane.
My hand can grab for free again.
Do you drop the shield?
am I able to drop the shield? I don't actually know. But
I'm actually going to ask us to put a pin in it
Okay.
because that's an excellent question, and there are layers
That's
to
a
the
good
shield
cliffhanger.
that I'll need to reveal. So we will take a break here and return to this conflict of wills. Now with Maximilian's grasp and Bane being cast all over the room. And
Amanda has
see
no
how it turns out.
intention to drop it. I don't really know.
And
what
Amanda, have you
Pippi
been
is
getting
able
my
to do.
DMs?
Yeah. well,
Good job, Amanda. I had no idea if this was just you want your shield or if this was the shield wants you.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was the shield.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I have no idea.
I still don't know.
I wasn't sure,
I think it's the
So I
shield, but I
know.
don't know. I
It's
don't know
definitely
either.
but she did a
yeah,
great
I
job.
totally got those.
Yeah. I did want to just while what's her face was grabbing that book. I just wanted to scan her desk real quick, see if I saw anything interesting.
I would like to believe it's the shield's fault,
I want to as well, but I don't think it.
but
it's-
I know I know Amanda,
No.
and she would also be this stubborn about this.
That's-
And actually, as I'll just say, as a final note, just as a wait, you hear Sylvia call out to you as you all start blasting shields or spells
Right.
all over the room.
uh,
There is some merit to keeping the shield, and honestly, I'd prefer if you did.
See?
At least
Boom!
if you
I
didn't
love
leave it
you.
with me. There is a chance that you might be able to separate this pit fiend from the shield itself.
Oh, cool!
So
Demigod.
if
I'm into
I'll be able to explain more tomorrow. But before you all rip each other apart, it may be worth hearing me out.
okay.
I agree.
I would then stop casting after.
And I
hearing
would
that.
I would just smack Voxy and I would smack Uberheim.
I stop
No.
pissing on the shield.
You all are frozen in place.
Yes.
You suddenly feel this magical energy, and for an instant, it seems like Sylvira is at her desk, and the next she has appeared next to you, and she has the shield already in hand. You all aren't really sure what happened, but it seems like maybe some time passed in that moment.
Oh my god! Does she have to stop?
Well, you all weren't
corrupted her.
able to react, and she says, "Tell as a courtesy to your friends, allow me to have it for the evening, and I'll tell you more about what is to be done tomorrow."
Oh, I have so many things to talk to Pepe about. Ugh, you stubborn.
I really
see
don't like
anything on
being
her
away
desk?
from my shield.
You'll be back to it in the morning.
I will
I
trust
promise you, I promise you, I don't want to have this any more than you want me to have this.
You will tomorrow.
I severely doubt it.
I don't. I guess we agree to disagree.